your balls, butt cracks, and grundles.
All right. I don't even have a microphone. Let's do the intro.
Here. You need that?
Yeah. Thank you. DLS Stars. Stars win their final preseason game. Luds, the preseason is over. We can all celebrate.
Done.
Stars go 5-1 in the preseason. Let's talk about it now. DLS. Welcome to the DLS Dallas Stars podcast. Sam Nestler, Craig Ludwig, Ryan V back here on the controls. The Dallas Stars moved to 5-1 in the preseason. But wait, before I tell you about that, let's talk about our DLS Diehard sale that's going on right now. There are two options for you. The best option is the $59 branded Bills Diehard offer, which is $59 for 1 year. You get yourself a brand new DLS branded Bills hat, which are very, very cool. You also get all the perks with that, with the access to all the articles, the Discord, 20% off merch at events, and all kinds of other things as well. Or the other offer, $36 intro offer, which is the basic offer that includes our free Die Hard shirt instead of the hat, as well as all the other perks. Luds,
Yo.
Are you more excited that the game didn't go to overtime or that the preseason is over?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, right?
I think I'm more excited the game didn't go overtime. Yeah, we've had enough of those.
When
we shouldn't have to.
It felt that way. I walked in the studio after coming from the rink, and I heard nothing, and then all of a sudden I just
So yeah, I know. I think I'm just going to be upfront here and tell you right now. Colin Blackwell is my man of the game.
Your man of the match because he ended.
Because we're not going to OT.
That's a beautiful thing. Let's talk about the game a little bit. What did you take away from it? Because as we mentioned in the pregame, it was going to be a mess, and it was. The Stars looked like the team that was dominating an AHL team at times, and then maybe they took the foot off the pedal a little bit and coasted to the end, ended up getting in trouble, and then, as we mentioned,
I probably give Colorado some props because they had, pretty much of a minor league team in there, guys that were fighting for jobs that, they were scrappy. I thought Robo was good tonight. And again, I know he's not playing against a regular NHL team, but I think that's the kind of game that, especially the game before you're heading into the start of the regular season, gives you that kind of confidence. Obviously, there was a tilt, and
good one.
Yeah, we like when Liam Bichsel. That's a couple of them now, right? So now maybe that's becoming more comfortable with that. The kid he fought wasn't a heavyweight, but regardless, I think I give that kid fight credit for hanging in there with Bichsel.
Absolutely.
I looked him up, and he's probably about a 30-minute penalty minute guy during the course of the year, so he's not a big-time fighter, but he hung in there and took a couple punches. He might have hit him with one, but I thought that was nice of Bichsel. And again, up until that last Colorado goal, I thought Bichsel was very good, and then Petro, same, both of those. The both of them made a little mistake on that second Colorado goal.
All right. The one thing I took, I was not able to see.
Were
a ton
you paying
of the game.
attention?
Well, no, because it turns out it turns out it's way harder to see the play when you're down in the lower bowl than up in the press box. I mean, you see the goal, and how did that develop? I see the guy come around the net. It's so hard to see it from that angle that if you're not really focusing on everything that's going on, like at the press box, you're looking down. You see the play develop even if you're not trying to. Here, you're looking straight at the play, and it's really easy to get focused on the puck and have no clue that develops into a 2-on-1 the other way. So
it's kind of why people wonder why the folks that buy seats right on the glass, that sit right on the glass, and you really want to see what happens right in front of you, and you can't see both ends, and things happen like that. I'll tell you, there was years ago when Doug Armstrong was the general manager, almost done being a general manager of St. Louis Blues, sitting upstairs with him. And one of the greatest players that I played with, Sergei Zubov, Zuby made some uncharacteristic play that was not a Zubov play. And Army goes, why did he do that? Why didn't he just do that? Now we're sitting up there in the crow's nest, and I just looked at him as you're kind of saying. It's very easy up there.
Very easy.
It's
Very
very
slow.
easy to see things up there. Everything is slower up there than it is. So you get a good glimpse of how fast that game is when you sit down there, and especially how physical it is now, but how physical it probably used to be back in the day.
Yeah, and what's good for me, since we're talking about it, I like the fact that I get to do both because, one, I'm a huge hockey nerd fan, played my whole life. So being down at practice right on the glass,
Yep.
I know practice isn't a game, but there's some pace to those practices, and
Yeah.
seeing them make the plays they make in tight spaces, how fast you get closed on when you have the puck, it gives you, or at least for me, it gives me an extra level of understanding of, okay, I see that guy coming. He probably doesn't see that guy coming from up top, right?
Yeah.
And that I think is important because when I come and sit on these shows, it can be really easy to be like, how did he not make that pass? He had all day. And then you're sitting down there and you're like, oh, it turns out he had 1 second.
And that's kind of like when you break these things down, and we're not allowed to use real live stuff. So when you're breaking it down, it's kind of hard for me to break them down because I'm going, man, we're talking millimeters or inches of things that are happening, and we show you still shots on this show. So, and when you talk about it, when it's real time and you're out there happening, and a coach comes back, you come back to the bench, you made a mistake, and you're like, okay, well, that happened pretty quick. You know, I didn't have a chance to react to it, but again, we're supposed to be in the right spots at the right time, be perfect, and do what you do. And think about goaltenders. I mean, there was one tonight that Jake didn't see, and you got to see it. The perspective is from behind. If you get behind a goaltender and watch the goals that go in, now you get to see what he sees or doesn't see.
Right. I'm going to answer questions, by the way, on the chat. Send in all your questions, super chats, whatever, because we're not going to play by any of the rules tonight. I'm going to just answer stuff when I see it. So to answer this question from Mark Lowry, any update on the alternate third jersey? The only update I have is there is one, and I believe it is black, or at least mostly black. That's all I have. I don't have when it's coming out, and I have not seen the design, but there is one, and from what I hear, it is very black base. Do we want to go into the goal? How do you want to go about the game here?
Well, yeah, we can start with the goal.
What do we have, the first goal?
Yeah. We got I thought the best line in the game in the first period was the Ernie.
Yeah.
I call it the Ernie line because
Ernie line.
I thought
was it Ernie, Huru, and Bastian?
Huru and Bastian. And this was so hard to pick up actually who got the goal, but you got a little spotlight here behind the clock up there. And this is Adam Ernie. He jumps on a loose puck, and he comes down here. And what happens is he's got the vision. He's seeing what's going on. And that's what I like about Ernie. He gets a lot of pucks to the net. He picks it up. He fights off a little check here. But when he gets around the back of the net, he immediately is just going to direct pucks to the net, which is what this line does.
Yeah.
Now, what happens is when this line, as a group of three, when you get across the tops of the circles and they start putting pucks to the net, they don't have to second guess what's going to happen. They're already on the same page. So once he puts it here, now this is where your buddy Wedgie.
Yeah.
Like we looked at this so many times, and I think what happened, because I thought possibly Huru put his stick in his glove.
It looks like it.
Right, but actually the stick is behind him.
Okay.
So what happened is you'd see that this puck ends up in Wedgwood's glove, and then it falls out of his glove, and it falls behind him, and somehow Huru has the ability to tap that in.
Oh, so he actually tapped it. It wasn't just off him.
He touched it after it hit his glove, and it was starting to fall to the ice. It looked like Huru just got it before it crossed the goal line, because I originally thought it was Bastian's goal.
Yeah.
From the front of the net there. So first I had it as Ernie. I thought, well, good job for Ernie getting a goal. Then I know that was Bastian's goal. And then all of a sudden they're following Huru around, and then we looked at it like for 10 minutes, and it's hard to see when you don't get a lot of different angles. But I thought that line was very good in the first period.
Yeah.
Like they directed everything, they hard worked, they
Super
cycled
simple.
pucks. Yeah, exactly.
Right. And that's how they need him to play. We talked about it in pregame, right?
Yeah.
They have a line. They're going to have a line, whether it's Ernie is in there, whether he's not, whether Bastian, Blackwell, whatever that fourth line is going to have an identity. And I think they've learned to go play to it. And I'll tell you right now, who might fit, he might be playing higher up to start that, but who might fit well on that fourth line is Justin Ritzkovian. Does that guy have a little edge to him?
And I was going to say, he's got some bite to him. Yeah.
That hit he had after the offside, and then he knows it's offside, and he just stares the guy down and welcomes them coming to him.
That's what's nice, is because a lot of times guys, they're out there and they hit and they just kind of move on, but you're going to stand there and take it and then give it. Yeah, it is nice. So Yeah, I think they've got some options now.
Yeah.
Like I really do. I think that with the way that those guys played tonight and Ernie, but I did think, and I looked halfway through the third period, and I saw that Ernie had only played about 8.5 minutes.
Okay.
And it's kind of telling me, for some reason, that if you're up for a spot or that last spot, you get a good look.
Right.
And I don't know if he got the minutes. Minutes shouldn't mean anything, but it seemed like he didn't get it. I thought he'd be around 12, 13 minutes. He may have been the lowest guy on the team when it came to
I was going to say, let's. Did you compare that to
11:43?
11:43
minutes?
Yeah.
So I'm going to compare that to
8.5
to the other, the
Although fourth line guys are usually around the 12 to 13 minutes a night, and I think when DeBoer was here, it was a little bit more even up and down the lineup. I mean, guys were somewhere
that is the least though.
Yeah.
Of any forward.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just below Ritzkovian, actually. Funny enough.
And I will say this morning, I did send a text message to somebody in the organization, and I asked about Ritzkovian or Ernie. And I said, which one are you thinking? And actually the response was both. So they were both in the mix. And if that's what the case was, and so was Huru, as a matter of fact. And that was an add-on. I didn't even put his name in there. And so it just kind of tells you where they're at. And I think right now, if I rank those guys tonight, it would be Ritzkovian, Huru, Ernie.
Okay.
And maybe because Ernie's a little older and the age thing, it could possibly come down to something like that.
Do you think they could keep 2 extra forwards? Only reason I say it is because Jamie Benn is out for at least a month, probably more, right? We talked about it. He's probably going on an LTIR.
Yep.
So if you're putting Jamie Benn on LTIR, you as a team, and I think people, Colin Blackwell even mentioned this today, teams want to start the season as close as you can to the cap because that gives you the extra flexibility when you then take someone off of LTIR. So if they call up 14 forwards or they keep 14 forwards on their roster to start the season, let's say it's Huru and Ritzkovian as the extra 2, that gets them closer to the cap. Then they start the year, Ben goes on LTIR. That gives them more flexibility. And then when Ben comes back, those are 2 guys that you can send down that I don't believe either one needs waivers.
See, my problem with that is then you've always got one of them guys sitting out, and he's not playing games, right? Because
maybe 2 of them.
You got 2 guys, and I just think that if they're a younger player, I think they should be playing.
So let's say with Ernie then.
Ernie's different. Now with Ernie, possibly older guy, almost 30 years old. He's kind of used to the routine. He is who he is.
Yeah.
Right now in his career. So I think the other 2, if they're younger players, I think they should be playing.
So Ernie could potentially sign a contract. Let's say it's just above league minimum. Then that does the same thing, brings you closer to the cap. And then when Ben comes back, you can either try to slide him to the minors or you can let him go.
Yeah, see ya.
So that's a good way to give themselves some flexibility. But now I thought I was very sure how they were going to approach the roster spots. I'm not anymore. And I think that's fun to watch. So, Ryan, can we hit a break? Are we there? Are we close enough yet? Yeah, let's hit a break. After this, more talk on DLS.
Breaking all the rules.
That's all I do.
Here's my favorite thing that we talk about that I don't have and nobody's gotten me is Shady Rays. You know that moment when you realize you left your favorite sunglasses at the beach or on the roof of your car or at a gas station 5 states away? Well, been there, done that. But then Owen found Shady Rays. I haven't. Owen leaves his sunglasses apparently wherever he goes.
Everywhere.
So when Owen finds the Shady Rays, but it changed the game for him apparently. These sunglasses are made for real life, seriously good looking, polarized, durable, not crazy expensive. That's kind of summing up Owen. And here's the best part. If you lose or break them, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair, no guilt trip, just replacements. Shady Rays is eyewear that has your back. We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Just head over to shadyrays.com and use code DLLS35. That's, what was Marty Turco?
35.
That was DLLS, Marty Turco, for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. Shady Rays rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
Did you know the pretzel at Happiest Hour is $40?
What is?
Pretzel at Happiest Hour, that big one?
Yeah.
$40. You know how you can pay for that if you want it? AKA like my in-laws, they're trying to buy it for me right now with Prize Picks, because Prize Picks can help you win. and that can help you get that cash that you need to buy that giant pretzel. This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. So don't miss any of the excitement on this season, football, hockey, all the things that you know on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. PrizePicks is simple to play. All you do is pick more or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections. That's it. If you get those right, you can cash in. Super, super simple. Download the app today and use code DLS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DLLS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. All right, was that it?
You know what I want to?
We did it?
You know what I want to touch on? There was a play tonight I didn't like.
Let's hear it.
There was a little hit. I think it did draw a penalty, but it was a hit on Tyler Seguin. And it was one of these sneaky little plays, and I think this is Bartikov. I think this is who this is. But this little cross check to the back of, it's right below the small of your back. And when that happens, generally you're doing this when you're in front of the net as a defenseman and somebody's standing in front of you. You can either lift up or push down. But when you're doing this and the player's headed towards the boards, your feet go out from underneath you. And so Tyler got hit on the small of his back or just below it. And immediately when that happens, you're not ready for it. Your feet just kind of leave you. And then he goes in and he only goes in knees first. Fortunately, he's fine. But I just wanted to show that because I think that could have been a penalty, to be honest with you. And it doesn't look like
was
much.
it? Did you say it was a penalty?
It was a penalty.
Okay.
But I'm saying that's intent to injure at times.
Yeah.
But again, he's probably not a player that does that. And it doesn't look like much, but it doesn't take much. And on the other side of it, if you're a Colorado fan, you're probably saying, well, if you're going in there and somebody's running on your back, you need to be prepared for that. Now, that was back when we played that it happened, and now it doesn't happen so much. I just wanted to get that one out there. So.
And isn't that, correct me if I'm wrong, as you love that I say, but
why don't we have that drop? Sam's, correct me if I'm wrong.
Ryan, tell him about Monday one day.
Monday one day.
No, but is this tape on the bottom of my shoe, or is this the bottom of my shoe?
Monday,
the bottom of my Tuesday, 2 day, Wednesday. Wow, what day? Thursday, the 3rd day. What? Is that not the most dangerous part of the rink, the end boards? Because that's why the icing rules changed. It's why hits from behind became such a big thing because of what you just said. All it takes is a tiny bit of the push in the wrong spot.
Yeah, but that can happen anywhere on the rink.
But doesn't the wall, because of that, if you do push, legs can crumple.
I think that, well, because this is one of the very few sports that there is no,
no out of bounds.
There's no out of bounds here. So it kind of ends. So, yeah, and again, you're right. I mean, that rule was taken away so long ago about the icing because it was just, it was a race down to the end of the rink. So, but anyway, yeah, that play, a lot of times that play happens in center ice too. But I'm just saying when a player is 2 to 3 feet away from the boards is when it becomes dirty, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's go through the game. Here's high danger chances. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going, oh, you didn't.
No, I didn't actually. It took 0 notes during the game, but I didn't even get any food either. I didn't perform well at the arena today.
Who's your favorite player on the Stars?
Am I allowed to have a favorite player?
I think you got a favorite.
Jake?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
When I used to think of favorite player, obviously I was a huge fan of this team. So favorite player was on the ice. To me now, favorite player is the person I enjoy talking to the most. If that makes any sense.
Well, the reason I brought that up because that would be a segue
into the second goal.
There
perhaps.
you go.
Let's talk about it.
I thought you were going to say we should talk about.
Talk about Jake.
Yes. So Jake Ottinger tonight. By the way, if I haven't said this once or twice, I thought Jason Robertson was very good tonight. But here is Sam's favorite player. His buddy.
Katie's favorite player, too.
He was actually telling me about you got to meet his wife.
Yeah, I was sitting with all the wives today.
Okay, so there you go. Another perk. Jake is not Marty Turco. Okay, so he doesn't rifle pucks around the rink like Turco used to. But on this particular Jason Robertson goal, he's the one that started. He moves this play up to Wyatt. Wyatt's already taken a quick little look, and he spots Robo coming through the middle of the ice. 2 perfect passes. And then this one. And this here, if you're Colorado coach, you don't like this one. It's all spread out like that. Robo finds that little seam between the defenseman and a forward. And then Wedgie opens up the 5-hole. And there's 2 things that Robo does good is he goes upstairs when he gets in tight. The other thing is this 5-hole. Mm-hmm. And Wedgie probably shook his head and went, I know that. I know he does that.
And he beat him on wedgie right before that. Had a split, kind of a split save, glove save on Robo. I loved their battles when he was here.
Yeah,
he does it a little bit with Casey, but not as much. They used to be out on the ice for 20 minutes after practices. Just
really?
All the things they would do were those sharp angle. Hey, Robo actually tried one of these shots, the little sharp angle, just try to elevate it right over the shoulder, and he sent it right into the into the stands.
Yep.
But he's
done that a couple times in shootouts too.
He tries
when he gets in tight.
Oh yeah,
and you see that head go back like I just missed it
because the way he shoots the puck is like a slice almost.
Does he have a scoop for a stick?
I actually haven't seen his blade.
Really?
I have to look at his blade. Yeah,
because
I would imagine he does because it almost feels like this isn't what happens, but the way it looks when it comes off his stick is almost like the puck lays flat,
right?
And it's either going top corner or it's going to the sky, right? So, but that was Jake Ottinger's assist on that play. The crowd went pretty crazy when they announced his secondary assist. I don't even know if he knew that he got the assist, but
I think he knew.
You think he knew it?
Yeah, I think he knew. Yeah, well, he knew it because he went for the empty netter at the end of the game. He wanted a goal, and
he did not get it.
No, he doesn't move it like Marty Turco. I'll say that again.
What's funny about Jake is he told us last year, I don't remember if this was the playoffs. I'm imagining it was regular season because it was a little lighter, kind of joking around about it. But he said he probably wouldn't try. Is this the camera I'm supposed to be looking at?
Yeah, it is now.
See, guys, I'm looking right at you as I tell you this. He said, guys, that he would probably not try because he didn't have confidence that he could get it over the top of everybody. And he didn't want, obviously, it can be really embarrassing pretty quickly if you try to score and whiff and it goes flat.
So he doesn't work on it then.
So I have not seen. The only thing I do see every single day, goalies will come out with Jeff Reese and they will go behind the net, stop it, pass it out to the corner. But that's it.
And see, that's the one thing about Ottinger is he is not like a lot of other goaltenders that will, they'll give a defenseman a pass up to the hash marks or something like that. Jake is more of a bump it and leave it kind of guy.
Yeah, and that's what they practice all the time. So I love that Otter tried. Yes, agreed.
Well, let's stay with Robo. We were talking about Robo scoring that goal. Not only did Robo score a nice goal tonight, Robo got in
let's talk about
little dust up. So Kelly gives him a little pop to the face, but then I was kind of curious what was going to happen. Robo didn't wait around. He gave it right back.
Bam.
And he gave it back
I love
again.
that right there. Yeah,
and then he gave it back
just
again.
Keep hammering that.
Too bad nobody's watching this.
But look at it. How funny is that? He's staring at him. He's like, should I do that? Yeah, you know what? It's a preseason game. This is Parker Kelly. I'm going to give him one.
Yeah.
You like that from Robo?
Look at Maverick right there. He's like, wait a second. Was that Jason?
I heard
have to fight.
Yeah, I was not sure. So I posted on Twitter. I was like, I got to imagine that's one of his first roughing penalties. And someone told me he has 5 in his career. So he has more than I thought he did. But I would imagine that's one of his first throwing a punch without being punched first.
Yep, he was. I thought his game was good tonight. I thought he was skating well. His plays and a couple other good shots, and so I thought he was really good tonight.
And how about the goal? We were just talking about before. Is the speed he shows on the goal because he's playing against an AHL team, or does he have maybe a little extra step to him this year?
I think he's got a little extra when he gets a little closer than that.
Oh yeah,
I think I think he reaches down a little bit more.
Yeah,
but see, those are the kind of things that you have to be able to, as coaches, like you'll look, and if you find games where Robo's not getting through cracks and he's not kind of pushing through certain areas of the ice, you can go, I know you got more. Why are you tapping his head like that?
Because look at it, he's perfectly in the camera. Why are you covering your face?
Because people they send messages to me to do that. So please put that book in front of you.
Lads, I got to tell you something. First of all, people in the chat are saying, I really want to buy Lud's Shady Rays now as charity.
I'm a charity case
because
now.
you are make them so sad about never getting your Shady Rays.
I never get anything here. All the freebies you guys get.
I haven't got any of it. But Owen's the only one.
I can't complain because Ben has given me a couple shirts, mainly because we were the Bobsey twins one day.
But at the Frosties,
huh?
You didn't get any Frosties?
Oh, you fired down a couple of Frosties.
No, I didn't. No.
First time you had one.
I had some of it, but it's heavy. It's like a brick in your stomach.
There's still one up there. If you want to go full John Anderson. Yeah, there's one in the freezer right now.
From the summer?
From the spring. Even worse. From the playoff run. Ryan, you got to have it. That's your initiation.
No.
All right, Luds.
What else you got, Sam?
I don't know.
What do you want to know?
I don't know. I'm just looking at chats.
Well, we got more goals. We can talk about the power play goal.
Let's do the goals. So then we'll hit chats and super chats.
And I wasn't happy with this one. So this is
especially
a little.
I didn't even see this one.
You didn't?
No.
You didn't see the goal? Okay.
I was walking back here.
Power play goal, Stars don't like the coverage, right? You got to sort it out. We end up getting 2 players that end up, and I think one of them is Radek Fox. And I really looked at Radek on this one, being a veteran more so. And we're speeding through this thing, aren't we? So, geez, is this on autopilot? Is that what happens? Does it do it itself, or are you pushing it? Okay, well, go back like 9 frames. So, okay, there's the guy that actually starts this play, right? And so these 2 clowns are staring at the puck, opens up the seam to the offside of the ice. Then now what happens, and here's one, and you never hear me. I want you to see, this is what Otter's got to look through, okay? You got to look through the traffic in front. Now I look at Essa. Essa, this is one of the times that I would say Essa's got to go down on this. He kind of goes halfway down. You can just barely see the puck over his leg. Oh, yeah, right there. It's right there. And so now that misses Essa. If he goes down, makes himself bigger, he probably gets a piece of that. And then it's ended up here. Jake finds a way to get a blocker on that. And then it's a little tap. He taps it over, and then he puts it right upstairs where Jake is. And so he's got 4 goals. I think he's got 4 goals in 4 games.
In preseason?
Yeah. And 4 goals, and then he got an assist again at the end of the night on that last one.
Did you notice that Scott Wedgwood only played the first period?
What?
Did you notice that Scott Wedgwood only played the first period?
No.
For Colorado? The reason I say that is because, to me, it felt like they watched that first period and saw how bad Colorado was defensively, and they're like, "Hey, Scott, let's get you the hell out of there," because a game was chaotic at times and not great for Dallas. You just said it on that power play goal, and then the goal we'll talk about. Let's talk about it now. The goal that ties the game as I'm walking into the building here. Mm-hmm. What did you not like about that? You said there were a couple players that you thought made mistakes on that last goal.
Do we have anything on that? We don't have that. Well, that was. What happened is Leon Bichel kind of gets stuck. I think the puck came off the wall a little strange for him too. I think he maybe thought it was going to come up the wall, but regardless, you're trying to protect the lead, and I think you got to go time and score. And so there's not a ton of time left in the game. You don't stay on the blue line and pinch. So Bichel ends up getting his feet stuck on the offensive blue line. Puck takes a bit of a weird hop off the wall. He can't keep it in. And then his partner, who I've been lobbying that should be in the top 6, when Petrovic comes over, he comes over to take a run at Nielsen, who scored that goal. Mm-hmm. And then he just kind of sidestepped him, and he put it over to Olofsson, and then Olofsson finishes it off. But yeah, both of those defensemen made poor decisions on that goal, and that's what it led to. And it left Jake hanging.
Is that just a lot of the preseason? The big kind of mental get, because we saw a few times where Colorado just diced through them.
Yeah, but that I can't use that excuse here, because you got to be dialed into the game. Yeah. I think it's one thing to maybe not go 100% and go into battles and corners, but your decisions and especially a guy like Petrovic, because you got to kind of play mistake free if you want to be that guy that's gonna fight for a spot to be in the top 6 with whoever it may be. So, but I give him credit. He was trying to take a run at him, but the first things first, you can't let him step by you.
Ryan, can we take another break?
What are you trying to do? You just want...
I asked Ryan what time we started, and then I forgot. So I'm asking for permission now.
We're on the 15s or something.
We're on 15s, right? So do you want me to talk for another 25 seconds? What? Guys, let's get those super chats rolling in, because after we quickly mention Colin Blackwell's goal, we're going to hit super chats and chats, maybe some diehard questions for Luds.
What? How do we have diehard questions? I thought
maybe,
that was just
maybe
day
we don't.
Oh, do we have any questions?
Next on DLS. Stay tuned.
All right. Well, I guess it's our latest diehard sale is in full swing. You've heard that a few times already here in the last few days. And fans now have 2 ways to join. You can get in for just $36 with limited edition shirt, or you can step up and grab a limited branded Bills Diehard hat for $59 before they sell out. Maybe you've had your eyes on one of our great t-shirts, like the Finnish Mafia, the Otter shirt, who had a great game tonight, maybe the 16-bit Wyatt Johnston shirt, or the Mikko Moose shirt. You can pick whichever one you want as a free t-shirt when you sign up to be a diehard. Or go bigger and get your hands on the branded Bills Diehard hat, which is nice. Limited quantities available on those hats. Once they're gone, folks, they're gone. Either way, you get all the Diehard perks, premium content, including excellent written articles about the Stars, Cowboys, Mavericks, and Rangers, event and merch discounts, a members-only Discord, and more. Join now and become a Diehard at alldls.com/intro.
Beautiful. While you're at it, why not join the Supporters Club? What is the Supporters Club, you may be wondering, folks? Well, it's true sicko level stuff for the real ones only. The official Supporters Club. Right there is the official Supporters Club badge. You can see it, the big white circle with the SC. With some color is what's going to pop up on our screen in the chat when you type in after you join the Supporters Club. With the Supporters Club, you get that popping out chat. You get the exclusive emojis that you see in the bottom corner there, including Bing Bong, which is one of our favorites, and our big super chat noise drop, whatever you want to call it. You also get behind the scenes videos, which we did the other day, and it was ridiculous, as you would expect. But you get plenty of cool stuff, more emojis, the more people sign up. Join the Supporters Club today. Luds, why don't we talk about Colin Blackwell saving us all from preseason game number 6 overtime?
MVP of the night, most important player. Again, little gritty play, get around the front of the net. Don't do much, get the puck in the net. But again, I think it's just because they ended up starting to direct some things at the net. And good for him because, again, I think he's fighting for a spot. I think Colin Blackwell wants to be in that lineup on a nightly basis. And we've seen last year, he was the guy that's in and out. So he scores a big goal with, less than 5 minutes to go in the game, I think?
Yeah, yep.
So that's where the yoo-hoo came from upstairs.
Yeah.
I was not happy. I figured game 6 of the preseason was going to OT.
Yep.
But no.
We didn't have to worry about it. The Colin Blackwell likes to score goals against Colorado, right? We remember his goal, in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I do have some news before we get to chats. So I mentioned to you that someone actually, I didn't see this, so credit to, I didn't see who it was on Twitter. A couple people sent me a picture. Oscar Beck was sitting in the press box. He was a scratch tonight with a brace on his wrist. It looked, some people were saying he might have left practice early yesterday. Not something that we noticed, but he was held out, and he was one of those that we thought might play. Robert Tiffin just posted that Gulleton says Oscar Beck has an injury that kept him out. Hopefully it's not too long, but we did keep him out. He skated today up in Frisco, and we'll see how he is in the next day or two here. So there's your answer. I know you were saying you were hoping to see him.
Maybe that's why when I sent the message this morning, there was 2 or 3 guys in there because they knew that in maybe going into the start of the season.
Maybe. I mean, he could be. We have no idea what that could be. It's not like he was, on crutches or something crazy. He had a small little brace on his wrist, so it could be something small. But the reason Oscar Beck probably didn't play tonight, hopefully, I mean, what do they have now? It's Saturday, so they got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday till they have to fly, and then Thursday play. A lot of time to get ready. But
if you need to
tell me
remember
this is not
Monday,
the perfect
1 day,
example.
Tuesday, 2 day, Wednesday, what day? Thursday, the 3rd day.
What?
Tell me this is not the perfect example of why you have the depth we talked about. Why you have the Bastion, Blackwell, now Ritzkovian, Huru, for these type of moments when these players. I mean, obviously, Oscar Beck's not your superstar that you have to replace 40 goals, but these injuries are going to happen, and they're going to have the depth.
So who do you think is in the starting lineup then? If Oscar's not there, we know Jamie won't be there. Who fills those couple spots?
Ritzkovian, to me, and Bastion.
There, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I would actually roll out the lineup somewhat of what they had. Obviously, we're going to see Robertson probably with Hinton Ranton, and the question now is:
so you've got Ritzkovian before Huru and Ernie.
Yeah, I do.
Yep.
I'd put him, to be honest with you, with Duchesne and Sagan to start. Sam Steele can go up there if he needs to. Why not see if this guy who maybe has a little higher ceiling offensively can fit in with those 2 guys first, then maybe put Sam Steele up there. I don't know. I just feel like that's how I would roll it out because I've loved how Ritzkovian's played, and I love that he brings a little bit of the edge and the grit, but he can score some goals. The guy's the AHL Rookie of the Year.
Speaking of those 2 guys that he may play with, I thought Tyler Sagan's been really good through the preseason.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is 2nd or 3rd game, but he's noticeable.
Yep.
So I think
he had 3 points the other night.
Yeah, I mean, just fingers crossed. I think that he's as close to, healthy as he's been maybe in a few years. So there's some chemistry obviously between him and Duchesne, and they're looking for somebody to play on that left side. So maybe Ritzkovian's the guy.
I was just looking at his So Sagan played 76 games, then 68, then 20, obviously last year with the LTIR. Before that, 81. Then he missed almost the full year with that shortened year when he had the last surgery. But the reason I'm looking this up is because before that, 82, 82, 82, 72, 71, 80, 81, 82.
He was used to being a regular.
Was a regular guy.
Yeah.
I'm curious now.
Maybe that
if that can happen again.
Last stuff is behind him,
right?
Yeah,
because the hip. I mean, Adam Ernie straight up told me and other media that he feels like a completely different person after his hip surgery. He's got the same surgery as Tyler Seguin, so
yeah,
you'd assume Tyler Seguin would feel that way as well. And you're right, he has popped out. And I asked Goldson about it because it's almost funny to me that Seguin. Everyone talks about Seguin, and you're like, how important is he to this team? Oh, well, he's such a good leader. He's Jamie Benn. Sean always talks about, I forget the word he uses, but vocal lieutenant, I think is what he says. The guy who, Ben can do the leading by example. That actually
is that
talks.
the guy that has the hand up the butt of the guy that so he's talking?
Yeah, I think that's the guy that holds the coach back by the belt on the sideline.
Yeah.
No, but he is there to vocalize the stuff that Jamie Benn doesn't vocalize, the stuff that Jamie Benn is there to show by example. But he also, people forget,
he's his mouthpiece.
Yeah, he is, and that's important, right? We know that. But the thing that is almost funny to me is people are almost writing him off like his career's over. Like he's now a Jamie Benn, he might get you 10 goals kind of guy. Tyler Seguin is like 4 years younger than Jamie Benn. He's got basically a new hip.
Yeah.
And he had a great year. I mean, he was one of the best players before he went out. And then he comes back and he scores the 2 or 3 game-winning goals in the playoffs, and he's an unbelievable player on that line. So he, to me, is a very important aspect of this team because we ask all the time, where are the goals going to come from? Missing Mason Marchment, missing Mikael Granlund. What if Tyler Seguin gets you 10 more? That certainly helps.
And I'm sure he's going to come to the rink in a better mood every day, too, because he's not hurting.
Yep, and he's a dad.
And hopefully he stays like that.
He's a dad now.
Yeah.
All important. All right, let's hit some super chats, Ryan?
Bing bong.
First bing bong of the night. I have my contacts in, so I should be able to read those. Wow, that is small. Super chat, Burned Oils. That is a Nils Lundqvist. Oh, look at that. Nils Lundqvist. And 2000 year, as Owen says, year after the cup because no one wears 0. The only thing Luds misses about not working for the podcast is how before he could have a long nap in between the first and third period. You used to fire in a nap during games,
because I had that other guy that was our producer guy, and so we had to do the little things all the time. He liked doing them little video things. So I didn't
get ready for that.
Yeah, where else?
Oh, yeah, with John, I remember.
Yeah,
Get ready for that in the regular season.
are we doing
We're
that
doing
too?
that in the regular season?
Are we?
Yeah, a lot of people love it.
Well, we can't even get one little video done in a whole period. We have a new toy we're playing with. So, well, geez, that came out wrong. There, you're going to clip that, aren't you? I know you are. I know.
You already know it.
And we are DLS After Dark. Wait, time out. Ryan.
He's just trying to kill time.
No. I'm.
Uh-oh. Breaking news?
No, I have. T.O. sent something, and it says T.O. sent DLS Sports gift memberships.
You see my text?
No.
So guys in the chat are
He was been sitting in the bar all night.
people memberships to the sports club.
No way. So that's a membership they're gifting.
Yeah.
And what do they have to click it to take advantage of
Hey,
it?
do you
or-
want to let the
beyond
rest of
my
us in on what
expertise.
you two are talking about here?
I'm seeing this on
Including
the screen.
me?
T.O.
I
sent
don't see
5 DLS Sports gift memberships. It says allow. Should I allow?
Yeah.
Allowed.
Wait, what's going on?
Thanks, T.O. I don't really know what that means.
Wait, did you get something? Wait, you got something?
No, not me. He's gifting sport. The supporters club we talk about with the exclusive emojis and the badges.
Yeah, I've heard you say
He's
that.
gifting them to people.
An emoji?
No, he's gifting them the membership. T.O., we're going to figure this out because that's the first time I've seen that, but I will tell you it's very generous.
Well, let him Twitter
little
something
smart.
else.
Yeah.
He can fill you in.
Oh, yeah, I see. So people are receiving it. So there you go. We got Larry Hutchinson, Big Duke, Solid Duck, Vest, West Texas Cowboy all received a gift membership. And now people are just firing in the exclusive emojis. So welcome, guys. T.O., can you pop the super chats off here so I can see?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Tio, we appreciate you. That's pretty cool of you. And now all of you, welcome to the supporters club. Let's see those exclusive emojis. Send in your favorite, and if it's a drop, we'll fire it out with Ryan. Ryan, let's hit the other super chat because
Bing
now
bong.
everything is just off the rails. Bing bong. Mark Lowry, not Mike Lowry, but Mark Lowry. Another Nils Lundqvist and 2000 year after the Cup year. Luds, who's the most naturally gifted player you ever played with? I believe I know the answer.
Sergei Zubov.
Yeah. Why is that? Because you played with some good players.
Yeah, but I think you have I guess I played the position, and I obviously couldn't do any of the things that Zuby did, but not anybody else did. Zuby had the ability to slow the game down to his pace. And if you ever watch highlights of Zuby, his feet would not even be moving, but he'd be moving faster through the middle of the ice somehow. He had this sneaky way to shuffle. But I think most importantly was his vision. You know, he was able to find guys like Hull and Madonna and Lettinen and, you know, Neuendijk and all the great players through these little seams, you know, these areas. And he had such patience on the blue line. I mean, you know, he had ice in his veins when it came to that. He was never – I know that, like, for me, when I was playing with him and he'd get on that blue line of the puck, I'd be turned around and heading back the other way because I thought there was no way he's keeping this puck in. So he had the ability to, you know, to lose people very easily and then at the same time make the perfect pass. And then when you want – then they'd throw him in the shootout. And then he just, you know, first you start with Letts and then you throw Zuby in there and then whoever wanted to come in third. And so, yeah, Sergei Zubov for me is by far the most skilled player and made things just look easy. And I had the luxury of playing with a lot of Hall of Fame guys, but Zuby stands out for me.
Didn't he chain smoke?
As this person says, was it the shower cigs?
Man, I don't know how he did it. I don't know how. But if you ask him, he doesn't smoke. So, but yeah, he was like one after another. Like just, I mean, he had a clip of 35 going. It just boom, boom, boom. Yeah. So, and he never had to come off the ice. So
played the whole game.
And he looks great now. He did a podcast. I saw him do a podcast with Ralphie, and he was good. And his English isn't any better, but he's still, you know.
We get him on here?
No, Ralphie's.
No, we're gonna get him on here. I'm saying.
Well, he's in Russia. He's back and forth.
Oh, okay.
I think he's in New York sometimes too. So, I don't. Zuby did have some kind of a gig they were going to do here with him, and he came in for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden he was gone. So I don't know what it was, and I don't know what happened to it. But anyway, then he was coaching over in Russia. I think he still is coaching in Russia.
Okay.
Was there any player that was so skilled that you played against that you was like, I don't want to play this effing guy?
Our producer almost dropped his curse word.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would have been great.
Well, there was a lot of those guys, you know. Yeah, there's a lot of them. I hated most of them because they're all so much more skilled than me. I didn't like any of them. So, yeah. But I had to pick my spots because there were, you know, you didn't want to bite off more you could chew.
Yeah. I'm looking at some of the chat here, and Tio says, I miss Owen. And others, not others, only a couple others say, nobody is keeping these two responsible. What are we doing wrong? We're doing a pretty good job. No one's cursed.
You're doing a great job.
Nobody's gotten injured. Nobody's in the hospital.
When Owen's here, we're going to break late every time. But
You got to speak tonight.
We're hitting breaks.
You get to speak.
I'm actually talking.
Yeah.
And we're not going through high danger scoring chances. That seems like a pretty good one for me.
We just never know what they are. I mean,
seems like a pretty good for me. Let's hit the last break. Right, Ryan? Early, probably. And then we'll finish up. We're going to hit all super chats. I'm going to read through the chat.
Does this mean we only have
fire
15 minutes
we only
left?
have 15 minutes left. So fire in your questions. Guys, it's almost the regular season. I want to hear all your questions so we can hit them before the regular season begins in less than a week. Next on DLS. I probably don't have to say next on DLS because
we're already here.
They know we're here, right? So, but what I can talk about is becoming a diehard. And while I would love to tell you about the DLS takeover, and yeah, I'm going to anyway, but I'd love to tell you about it and say, buy your tickets because it's going to be awesome. Instead, we're going to go a different route with this. The DLS Stars show, me, Luds, Owen, Sean, Ryan, and I believe Ben is included, are doing our first takeover December 7th at the AAC. We're going to have fans here in studio. Look at that. It even says sold out now. There you go. Right below it, you can see that colored bus. But we're going to have fans in here to watch the pregame show with us in studio. Then we're going to walk downstairs. We're going to have delicious catered food from, I guess it's not catered if it's in the restaurant. We're going to have food in Hooters. It's going to be delicious. And then we're going to walk across to the AAC where we all sit together in seats for the Dallas Stars against Pittsburgh Penguins game. The reason I bring it up is because it is sold out, as you just saw in that graphic. If you were a diehard, you would have found out about it in the Discord way before the general public, and you could have gotten your tickets. So some Cosm potential things happening again. Cosm was a big event for us last year. Another game takeover, perhaps, another pop-up show, all these kind of things. If you're a diehard, you find out first, and you get 20% off merch and events. So become a diehard, because that's just the way to do it. And if you really want to go to the next level, you can also join the Supporters Club, because the Supporters Club, as you've learned from T.O. himself, is a great way to show your fandom, show that you are true sicko level fan for the real ones. T.O. gifted out 5 of those memberships to a bunch of random people in our chat. Now those people get to have exclusive emojis, exclusive badges, behind the scenes videos, all kinds of awesome things. Guys, we're just trying to give you more and more coverage. That's the goal here at DLS. We're trying to give you more coverage. It's why we started the company. It's why we do everything we do to give you the best coverage. I don't know which camera's on. You the best coverage we could possibly give you every single day. We want to keep doing it. So join Supporters Club, become a diehard, help support us so we can help support you. Luds.
You know, I tried getting tickets for the at Cosm.
Oh, yeah?
I tried to get up there
For
for
what?
the Cowboys Packers
Thanksgiving game?
No, Cowboys Packers
Last week?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Cowboys
I was just making fun of you. You Thursday? Right, that was not Thursday?
When
you say
last
Cowboys Packers for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, this was you remember, this was a conversation that he was showing me the wrong you tried to get it. What happened? Couldn't get him?
No, it doesn't. The seats didn't even pop up. Does that mean they're sold
out, probably.
So they don't even show anything.
I'd
They don't
imagine
say-
a Cowboys game would be pretty fast.
Yeah, and it was only like 3-4 days ahead of time.
Yeah, I would imagine that was probably sold out. Okay, well, my chat is frozen. So
Shouldn't we?
do we have any super chats left, or was that it?
Shouldn't we?
That was it?
Shouldn't we have some perks with that place, like first
Cosm?
dibs on something?
Have Ryan, can you do me a favor? Can you pop the chat up, because mine's frozen?
Mine's broke.
My laptop is exploding. Maybe because I'm trying to have the Miami game on in the background. Maybe that's the problem. All right, I got it now. You're good, Ryan. All right, let's hit some chat questions. What do you guys want to talk about? Let's see what we got here.
Let's talk about Winnipeg.
Owen won't have a hot dog. You want to talk about Winnipeg?
Owen will have a hot dog.
I don't know. I'm just reading what people said. There's not a whole lot of questions. People are just talking about hot dogs and pretzels. So we're 5-6 days away, right? So the team goes to Winnipeg Wednesday. They play Thursday in Winnipeg, Saturday in Colorado. What are you looking forward to? What are you nervous about? What are you
Well,
excited
I'm
about?
looking forward to the rematch of, I mean, again, those are now rivalry games. I mean, series and games and things like that. I think Winnipeg is in it a little bit. Their captain, Lowry's not going to be in the lineup, I don't think. Jonathan Toews is probably going to be out of the lineup, it sounds like. So there's your number 2 and 3 center. So, and they were the best team in the league last year in the regular season. So, and we'll see what Mr. Hellebuck can do.
Hellebuck, buck.
There we go. I was trying to-
Buck.
There we go.
Beautiful.
We'll see how he starts. You know what? They did a thing with him, and they started talking about the games. There's this big thing going on with how many games should the goalies play and stuff like that. And he's very adamant. He's completely fine playing 60, 65 games a year.
It's crazy. But
Yeah.
and there's no way
Especially after last year in the playoffs. You're just wondering why he wouldn't want to
every year
change his tune
Every
a little
year.
bit. I mean, because he just
he hits a
wasn't
wall.
himself.
He hits a wall, and that's
Well, he hit the wall on the road for sure.
yeah, and that's the funny thing too is when you look at the Dallas Stars team, I didn't used to say hit a wall because I didn't think they got beat by a better team in the Western Conference Final. But when you really look at it, it's not that they got beat by who was it, Vegas, Edmonton. It was they were by far the second best team in those series, and that to me, like if you were to put them up in the first round last year against Edmonton, I don't think it goes as poorly as it does in the Western Conference Final. I'm not saying they win the series, but to me it feels like Dallas does hit a wall, and same thing goes for Hellebuck. I got to imagine their training staff or their goalie coaches are like, can you please just play 50 games? and let's see if it works. If it doesn't, go back next year and you can play 65 games again.
See, I just think that, and it goes back to us. I mean, I know that I think we won the President's Trophy here in Dallas once that year, but it just shows you that just get to the dance. And if you got to find rest during the season, find rest, because I think they poured everything into being the best team in the league last year.
Yeah,
which is fine, but it's not the important time of the year. I think you can find places to give some of your important players time off this year, especially with the Olympics and all that kind of stuff. And can we pull up that list again with the? Oh no, that wasn't our list. That was on Razor on the game tonight. But the possible guys that are going to be in the Olympics. How many were there? 9 or 10
for the Stars.
Yeah,
sounds about right.
Yeah,
you got a bunch of 4 Finns. Right? And you got.
Yeah, there were
Jake
like 9
and
or 10. That was on the broadcast tonight, Ryan. So
Harley, Duchesne potentially. Yeah, there's a big group of them.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking that you could have half your team, or not quite, Otter. I mean, you got some Harley, but you've got half your team almost, which is always going to be the most important.
Yeah, all your key guys
that are going to be playing well. For 3 weeks, other guys are going to be off. And it's the same thing with other teams, but there is a large, I don't know if any other team would have and they may have said that tonight, I don't know. But I don't know if any other team would have as many possible representatives for the Olympics in Dallas. I mean, 10 players.
Was Nils Lundqvist on it?
9.
On the list?
Who?
Was Nils Lundqvist on that list?
I don't know if his name
I just randomly thought that it's not the deepest team in the world. Faksa for Czech, that's an obvious one. I'm just Nils just popped in my head. He's not an Olympic level type of player yet, but Sweden's also not a very deep team.
Right.
I have the list.
Victor Hedman.
What?
I have the list in front of me. It was Jake, Robo, Wyatt, Harley, Mikko, Rope, Miro, Essa, and Radic.
Okay, so it wasn't. Yeah, that makes sense. So that's your team.
Well, and you think about it, you're going to have your 3 top defensemen are going to be there,
and they're going to be playing heavy.
Yeah,
especially Essa and Miro. That's their whole. That's going to be their whole blue line over there.
Again, that but that's why they're getting the money that they're getting right now, and the salary cap is going to go up and all that good kind of stuff. So.
Yep. Kayla says nothing's on fire, so big success for tonight's show. Erlin says nicely done, Sam and Luds. I do have a question in here. T.O., thank you. T.O. says he likes to kid about us failing, so I appreciate you, T.O. He says the mic hasn't broken, so Sam considers that a success. That is correct. I'm also using a different microphone tonight, so that's not really.
You see Turk's question?
Where?
Is that too big, too small?
We need KG to fire in a couple.
Oh yeah, he's not a big preseason hockey guy, I bet.
No, neither am I.
Well,
are we supposed to be reading these things?
Let me read you this one first. From Control Alt Owned, Scott, my question, Luds, is a hot dog a sandwich?
What's the difference? You eat it.
That's the question. Is it a hot dog?
It's a meal.
Would you say this is a sandwich? Or would you
I probably wouldn't call it.
Is a hot dog?
I wouldn't say it's a sandwich. I mean, I wouldn't call it a sandwich.
His argument is it's bread, meat, bread. Is that a sandwich?
Well, if you want to call it a sandwich,
Although the kid in front of me at the game was eating just bread, and his dad was eating the hot dog part. So
I think when you look at menu boards, you see sandwiches, and then in a different column, you see hot dogs.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
All right. You said Turks here, Ryan? Turks, here's a question for you. With the modern playoff seating, is it worth it to expend the extra effort to win the division, the conference, or is it best just to put in the effort required to finish third? I know your answer on these ones.
Yeah, but I will say there is something to having home ice when you need it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to get Game 7, you'd rather have it at home than on the road. Just ask Winnipeg. But I don't think that you can. All I'm saying is it's not like you're trying to not finish first. You're just trying to find some rest throughout a crammed 82 games that you can give your top players and whoever else needs a little bit of rest, because it's just it is crazy. How much these guys play, and they're playing anywhere between 20 and 25 minutes a night. They're with the travel, which is not terrible travel anymore, but they're counted on, and the pressure and everything else. And then you want them to perform at their top level going into the second season, which is the most important season.
All right, from Kiki, Luds, if you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself?
See, I'm afraid to answer that because this is going to be some sound clip too.
You can just say yes or no.
What? Can I say pass?
What? That's the best. What?
Did you answer for me?
No, it's the drop. Play it again.
What? What? Yeah, that.
Which is what, by the way, if you have not had the pleasure of meeting Luds, you have to say his name before you say something to him because otherwise he's not listening to you.
Yeah, I'm
And
not usually paying
he'll turn and see you're talking and just what? I'm looking at some more. I know we had a couple of actual hockey questions here for you. I don't know who it was, but I'll let you start answering and then I'll say it.
The answer to the hot dog question, I guess no, it's not a sandwich.
No, okay, perfect.
I guess not.
I know there's much you still have to prove this, but is Golitzin? Do you believe Golitzin can get this team over the hump? That's a real question from someone. I'm going to look up who it was.
Hey, I won a cup with a team that chair could have been the coach, and I think the chair was the coach. So yes, Gully's been to the finals the last couple of years. Gully's been part of two of the best players on the planet. He's paid his dues. I think he has the right demeanor for the younger kids, along with the guys at the top of the age group. He's more of I don't want to say a player's coach, but his dialogue. It'll be an open dialogue between the guys, and I think the guys will be comfortable walking into his office and have a conversation if they want to, which is so important in today's day with these players.
Yeah. I'm not even going to read this one from Scott. I'm going to read it.
You just said you know.
You're not going to answer it. Is cereal and milk considered soup?
Soup? No. No. I just had a great bowl of clam chowder the other day.
Did you?
Oh.
Was it good? No, I just had one more question for you here. Sorry, I'm looking it up. This is a good one. I never really thought about this, but William W. Williams, that's a tough one. Are you guys worried that the glimpse of life after Jamie Benn comes back, I'm guessing, at the start of the season, will be too good, and that he'll be taking a spot from someone who maybe deserves it more when he returns? On the ice, obviously, we know what he is as a captain.
No. I think Jamie's going to be hungrier now than when he was going to come into the season. I think Jamie knows what he does, and you just asking the guys. He's their leader. I mean, that's how important he is in the room. And I'm just hoping he comes back and he feels great.
Yeah.
I mean, from having a punctured lung.
Yeah. What's the golden number target for games played by Jake Ottinger from Turks? I know you kind of have an in between here, right? You want the guys to play.
I'm probably around 52, 55, somewhere in that neighborhood. But again, it's got to be the right games, And sometimes when you get in this, Jake's going to want to play against Winnipeg and against Colorado, and against Edmonton, which all great goaltenders want to play against the best teams. Minnesota. So it's hard. But the good news is I think there's a lot of confidence in Casey.
Yes, he proved it.
Not just from Jake, but from the coaching staff and from everybody else. So that's the good news. And Jake is an easygoing guy. Does he? Well, you know him well. Does he tell you that he fights to play more games?
He says he always wants to play. That's the way he says it. Always wants to play. He's not going in there saying, play me 5 more games or I'm going to leave this team or anything crazy.
Right.
But
Hellebuck tells him that I'm
yes,
playing.
I don't know that he has the control in a good way because the organization understands they can't just say, Jake, you tell us when you don't want to play.
Right.
But I think he's someone going in there saying, if you're going to ask me, Jake said he wants to. The way he worded it to me in our interview over the summer, our phone interview, was he wants to always feel like he's in the flow. He never wants to sit out and feel like he hasn't played in a week. And that's
he wants to stay in the rhythm.
Yeah, wants to stay in the rhythm. You never want to go out of a rhythm. And the good thing for him in the Olympics is that he's going to be playing as the starter or he's going to be playing some of the games, especially the ones they're going to play some teams they'll probably beat up on a little bit. And they're so long, he's going to play some games. It's not the Four Nations where your starter is your guy for 4 games. They're going to play something like 7 games in there if you go all the way to the medal round.
Think, Sam, I don't think they're anointing Hellebuck the guy. I mean, I don't
think they should.
No, yet. I don't either. I think it has to do with, the first how many games are going to play before they get there?
I think it's
40, 50?
Before
the
that would be
February,
so it's probably 45, I would guess.
I mean, if I'm sitting up there, I would say we have to go with the guy that's played the best.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the interesting one to watch too on this same question will be how Jake is handled before and after the Olympics, because it could be that he plays a ton in the beginning and then they want to give him some breaks after he just went and played the Olympics before they get to the playoffs. But we'll talk about that later because I think the show's over, right, Ryan? Look at that, guys. We did it.
Did we go over?
Oh, we need to go to overtime?
No.
Without Owen. Owen, we miss you, buddy. For real. All the best to your family back home. But Owen will be back on Monday. We will be back on Monday. And then it's game week, everybody. Stars, Jets, next Thursday. The Stars moved to 5-1 in the preseason with the win over the Avs. For Craig Ludwig, for Ryan V, Corporal Ryan, I am Sam Nestler. Have a fantastic weekend. Go Hurricanes.
There's nothing left to the weekend.
Right now, I have to stop saying.
We're still on.
We all silly like the mayor.